Lindsay?
Adam, thank you. We are just hours away from having a new president and vice president in the White House. And while things may look a little different this year, the excitement still running high nationwide, especially right here in Ohio. Middletown native J.D. Vance will soon be the nation's second in command, serving as Donald Trump's vice president. News 5 anchor Mike Dardis is at the nation's capital and has more on how Vance is being celebrated leading up to his first day in office. Mike?
How you doing, Lindsay? Here in a very chilly Washington, D.C., and maybe you can hear the serenade of horns and sirens in the background. I have been to a lot of big cities in my day, but I'll tell you what, I have not seen gridlock like I'm seeing right now in Washington, D.C. over the last maybe hour or so. My photographer, Chris Knight, and I were trying to get to the Conrad Hotel. That's where the Ohio Ball is going on. After speaking at the rally, the Trump rally, J.D. Vance, the 50th Vice President of the United States, will be over at that ball a little bit later. It literally took us about an hour to drive 2 or 3 city blocks to try to get there. Instead, we had to ditch out and pull off onto a side street, and that's where we are right now, a couple of blocks from the Conrad, right here in Washington, D.C. So they are calling an inauguration audible here because of the chilly weather. As you know, tomorrow with the single-digit wind chills, they're doing it inside the Capitol Rotunda instead. But today, it's all about the snow and the sleet here in the nation's capital as people are trying to make their way here to the inauguration. Earlier in the airport, Ronald Reagan National Airport, we caught up with U.S. Congressman Brad Winstrup, who is leaving his post, District 2, after 12 years. And also we spoke to the Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost, both flying in from Cincinnati this morning.
Well, let me just say, government is a relationship business. To have a president or vice president from your state, that's a big deal for Ohio.
J.D. Vance is smart, he's young, and incredibly energetic. I think he's going to be a great teammate with President Trump, and we're about to see America be great.
So there were many canceled flights and delayed flights as folks from greater Cincinnati tried to make their way in here to Washington, D.C. for the inauguration ceremony tomorrow. And most of these folks are not even going to get into the ceremony now that it's in the Capitol Rotunda. Some people will be able to watch it from the Capital One Arena. You're looking at some snow that we encountered on our way in, and a lot of folks who were driving and also had to deal with that today as they drove through the mountains of Pennsylvania, dropping down into Maryland and eventually into Washington, D.C. So I mentioned the Trump rally, and I've been in touch with a lot of folks today who were over at the Capital One Arena watching the Trump rally. There were all kinds of lines getting in there, reports of some people waiting in line since 8 o'clock this morning, and after about 7 or 7.5 hours, they decided to ditch and get out of line. Another person I talked to said they waited in line for about 2 to 3 hours, and they only moved 1 block, so they decided not to go as well.